This segment is brought to you by Jonathan Mazer. The Path to Eternity, the future hope to elevate man beyond his current means. I will outline some of the key elements that will allow man to achieve the next evolutionary step. In turn, it would actually be the final evolutionary step for mankind. The element that will segue us into this step will be through symbiotes. Not that one. Wrong slide, where'd that come from? Now, what I'm really talking about is the use of neural implants. Okay, neural implants are also known as brain chips, cerebral implants. This technology has been around for some time, well over half a century, but current applications with the use of modern technology has actually allowed it to progress much further than its initial start. The way the chip is set up is it uses a high-density neural implant, usually silicone-based, that's coupled with a high-powered wireless repeater and a low-power short-range wireless link, also known as Bluetooth. The only issue is earlier stages of this power sources are not the best, so they are external, and there are wires within the body and coming out of the body. So this is very primitive technology. This will mark the milestone for something bigger. We're already at this stage. Now, we're nowhere near perfection, but it has helped guide us to even better applications of this idea that are not so primitive. Now, in this clip, this is just one of the possibilities of technology combined with human physiology.
I know Kung Fu.
Now this scene is taken from The Matrix, a well-known movie that couples a futuristic plot where machines have taken over the world and humans are no longer the dominant beings on the planet. There he was uploading information into his brain, though he's never physically experienced it. He's gaining the knowledge just by downloading it into his mind. Now, like I had said before, the very first application of this process began over a half a century ago in the 1950s with a researcher by the name of Jose Delgado, who initiated the first implant devices. Started off with lab animals initially, but was contracted or suspectedly contracted by the CIA to run unethical means in human experiments. Now, obviously there's a half a century's worth of research, but it's nowhere near as important as around the millennium, Dr. Miguel Nicolelis had actually decided that brain implants were not the means, and it was actual interpretation or documentation, the translation of electrical impulses in the brain coupled with blood flow throughout the brain was actually a means to read physical actions. Pretty much the thought allowed for some type of external action. And with that, in 2003, that is when they refined this experiment without the use of an actual implant in the brain. Okay. And also in 2003, 2004, experiments on Parkinson's disease patients were conducted to help with the disease, where the chip actually controlled their motor sensors or sensory in their body to cause them from not having physical altercations with their body. It also allowed for help in the area of prosthetics, where even though limbs are missing from the human body, the brain still recognizes them as being there, thus allowing for that brain activity to still be conducted with the power of thought, allowing those electrical impulses and blood flows or changes in blood flow in the mind to actually move a robotic limb. Now, again, like Pranav Misri's Sixth Sense technology that was almost a decade old, these experiments are almost a decade old too. Now, in this clip, this is Dr. Nicoli's experiment, his 2003 experiment with the monkey and the robotic arm.
With astonishing dexterity, a monkey reaches out to grab and turn a handle with a robotic arm controlled not by its hands, but directly by its brain. With the power of thought, it can alter the speed and direction of the arm, twisting the joints to home in on its target. It shows no signs of distress from the wires leading from electrodes in its brain to a computer. The reward for each turn of the handle, a drink of water.
Now, the use of primates is very pertinent to human experiments, since primates are, so said, the closest beings on the planet that have a mind similar to ours. Now, this segued commercial companies to actually go after and develop technology that would actually be more useful to humans. And in this experiment, Honda is actually the company that has developed this type of technology.
This you gotta see. In Japan, scientists at the Honda Research Institute have unveiled the world's first brain-to-machine interface. Dubbed BMI, short for Brain-Machine Interface, this new technology system will enable people to control robots using their mind.
Pushing buttons and fiddling with levers to control a robot could be a thing of the past. Honda's new system works using a brain activity measuring device that sends signals to their famous Asimo humanoid robot. As a user imagines moving a body part, sensors placed on the head measure and analyze the slight waves and blood flow changes in the brain. This allows the robot to make corresponding movements, such as raising its arm or leg. Honda hopes to incorporate the technology into a variety